Hello, 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 and welcome to the RuCap, hosted by your friend, me, Alex Ringler. I'm here with all my friends today. Let's go around and say who you are, where you're calling in from, and what sign you are. I happen to be a Sagittarius, and I'm calling in from the glorious New Amsterdam Theater, where I'm rehearsing Broadway backwards, and I have a little break now to talk to you guys about RuPaul. So let's go around. Michael Barbieri.
Hi, I'm Michael Barbieri, dining and entertainment writer, and I'm calling in from New York, and I am a Capricorn.
Oh, Capricorn. Hey, Cap. You're right after me. Garrett, hey.
Hey, everyone. I am actually in Long Beach right now, and I am a Cancer, little crabby.
Oh, Cancer crabs.
Hi, crabs.
Next, the dreaded and feared.
Hello, everyone. Yes, it's the dreaded and feared Walter Kurtz coming to you live from the world's most important and most celebrated metropolis here at Donkey Mere, home of the Chandelier. And I am a Pisces.
Pisces.
And my
nice.
birthday's Monday. Thank you.
Oh, happy birthday. Lovely. And I love that we're dressed alike today, too. We're twinning a little bit today. Okay, Christopher Henry.
Hi, I'm Christopher Henry, and I'm calling in from Guantanamo. And my sign is, I'm actually a cusp. I am an Aries and a Pisces. So I'm strong and fiery, but I'm also sensitive, too. So, yeah, there's that.
Or, in other words, bipolar.
Shut your
And last but
fucking
not
mouth.
least, our fearless leader.
Hi, I'm Russ White, co-founder. Hi, I'm Russ White, co-founder, co-producer of QLife Media, QLife Magazine, and the International Drag Queen Database. And I am a Sagittarius, half archer, half horse.
Which half?
And all opulence.
And all opulence.
Opulence. I can't. The fact that we'll get into it anyway. So we start off in the workroom, and Silky's being Silk, and everyone's kind of over it. She suggests Mary Bang kill. They don't want to kill her, and I think just at a bar, I'm pretty sure the same thing. Like everyone's like, "Oh, we're over Silky. What's going on?" But Rupaul kind of had a point when they separated up. Like, oh, maybe I'll take a note from her because she is getting screen time and she's being more prevalent on the show. And she won the mini challenge. So is Silky's, personality a flaw, or will it help her in the competition? Maybe more than thought. What do you think, Christopher?
So I was actually kind of giving it some thought, and I feel like, yeah, the personality is definitely going to give her more screen time, but I think the personality and the very clear story producing is indicative of the problem I've been seeing with the show the past few years. It's that, RuPaul's Drag Race used to kind of give me a meal, my meat and potatoes, and, the drama and the meme moment and the catchphrases and the drama. That was all like the sweet sauce on top. And it's like they saw that people were like, ooh, this sauce is delicious. And now all I'm getting is a plate full of sauce. Like, all I'm getting from the show are just these catchphrase people, the drama, the people with extra personalities. And it's kind of, we've lost sincere, real backstories from people. We've lost people who are like interesting because they're interesting and because they're talented. And so is Silky going to get more screen time? Yeah, absolutely. But is it indicative of what the problem is with the show and kind of some of reality TV in general right now? Yeah, it's kind of a big problem because, yeah, she's extra, but what else do you got?
Yeah, it's kind of like the bigger you are, like the more screen time you're going to get, but just because you're big doesn't mean you have anything to say or that you're talented. Walter Kurtz, what do you think about this?
Well, as you have said incorrectly repeatedly, I'm the conspiracy theorist of the group, which I'm not, but I will give you one theory, I think, on this particular challenge. The producers pick the photographs, and the producers can say that any of those people won. And how are we to know otherwise? So I'm of the belief that they wanted Silky to be the leader because they wanted the drama with it. And they just felt those would be the best people to lead the thing because that's the narrative that they're pushing. They want to keep Silky out there and stirring up everything. And particularly with, you see it in Untucked, the new trend, which is to turn it into a Real Housewives reunion.
Yeah.
Where everybody is just yelling at each other. And they are confusing dramatic conflict with arguing. Arguing is just people yelling at each other. It's not dramatic conflict. It's not interesting. It's bad. And now they just want people yelling at each other.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's kind of what happened in the workroom later. It's the two queens like kind of squaring off for no reason other than being like, check your makeup. And it's like, that was like the weakest read you could give to a drag queen. So I don't know, I think you're right in a way there. So, but that being said, she's doing pretty good, I think. She's like, and then she like really organized her team really well. I don't think she performed very well, but we got another acting challenge. And as we stated before, the acting challenges tend to be a little not the best written. Like that seems to be what we're thinking. And can the queens give a good performance when it's not written well? I think yes and no. Garrett, what do you think?
These acting challenges are torture, in my opinion. I'm so over them. But I think a lot of times the queens just can't comprehend the context in which things are supposed to be said. Like they don't know their history of what the writers are writing. Like where the lines actually come from or originated from. And so if you don't understand,
like opulence comes really from Paris is Burning. Like as a queen, you should know that movie, and also just the word opulence you should probably know as an adult person. But like, they just didn't seem to like get it, and like I forget who read her on it. It's like she keeps getting the note over and over again, and it's just opulence, like kind of robotic. So Russ, what do you think? Is it talent? Is it talent? What do you think?
I wasn't impressed with this episode at all. It was awkward from start to finish. The runway was okay. In fact, I see Brooklyn in the background. They're doing the runway on the TV behind me. But it was an awkward episode for me. Didn't like it at all.
Yeah, but was that the challenge or just like the overall episode?
Overall, I think the mini challenge, the maxi challenge were just bad.
Beginning to wonder if.
Well, no, I think you're right. It's like Walter said, like with the picture challenge, they can choose. Then you get kind of poorly written acting challenge, where some people did shine and others didn't, but it's not something necessarily excited about, especially with the random drag queens just fighting with each other for no reason. Michael, what did you think of the challenges and the episode overall?
Well, yeah, bad script, and I think there were some queens that got it. Plastique Tiara, she understood what she was doing. She understood that she was taking the character named Nails and turning it into an Asian nail technician. So that was funny. She was getting laughs. I thought Nina West did fairly well, but pretty much everyone else just kind of crap. The other thing I wanted to say earlier was in terms of the workroom, this seems to me the first time that Ru was the one to stir the shit.
Yeah.
By coming in and saying, so I hear that, they're saying that you're too much. And that was weird to me. It was like, she's the one who's supposed to be Mama Ru and impartial and love everyone. And yet she came in and stirred up the shit.
I thought that was interesting and odd too, that she would do that. It was uncharacteristic for her to do something. She would usually be the one trying to calm the situation down.
Right.
Well, because they're trying to story produce out of people who virtually have no story.
Yeah.
Like right now, like
Chris, I think you hit it on the head. This is like I think this is a cast of queens that doesn't really know who they are or their shtick or how to do things, so they're just being reality TV stars at this point.
Yeah.
And so Ru had to come in and help create a story, which is
Do you
a
think
little
that
unfortunate.
a lot of them were chosen because of just their family lineage? Like whoever's picking saw the names and were like, because I mean, just because you have greatness in your family tree, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're like ready yet for the show. It's kind of like what I find,
Davenport.
you know.
Well, I think it's kind of what I said before. They used to cast queens that like were very interesting and well-rounded and who could do an acting challenge. People like Jinx Monsoon, who may not have been the best on their one way, but could do all these other things. Even
and who were actual performers.
Right, exactly. And, you know, even Roxy could do like a really bad rap from that. But now I feel like they're just casting people who have a really large Instagram following and who are just, who might make good TV because, like we said in the beginning, it's even that fight that Alex pointed out, that fight between those two queens, like, it seems so manufactured.
Yeah.
Like, even just over, it seems like the most fabricated fight. Like, gone are the days of Sharon Needles versus Fifi O'Hara, where that seems like a clash of ideologies and personalities. And this just seemed, I'm like, sweetie, your story producing is showing. Like, you can, like, this is so fake. Like,
okay. Well, so for the overall show, yeah, it's a little weak. The challenge was a little weak. What did we think of the runways? I really liked, I liked Brooklyn Heights.
Yep.
And there were like a couple others that I thought were really nice. And that I think they were right about. Who was the taller one in the bottom who's doing the flips?
Kana.
Kana, yes. Bitch, when you step on your dress and tear it off, I don't know if it was supposed to be a reveal or not, but that's gonna end you in the bottom.
No.
I thought Ariel Versace really embodied the challenge. She looked like Aries. She looked like a ram, albeit a lavender one, but still.
A unicorn ram.
I thought the
And
challenge was cool.
I really like Evie Oddly a lot.
Cool. And then, Walter, did you have any tops and bottoms of the runway?
The bottoms were the correct ones. I actually thought that Vanjie was really good. She got a difficult one because it wasn't a creature. It was a little literal, but it looked really good.
Yeah.
She did
It could have been a disaster, but she looked really good. It almost looked like an all-star runway outfit. You know, it's the sort of thing you see Shangela coming out with. But I found it all just sort of whatever. I agree with Russ. I thought it was just a meh episode. And just to go back to one thing, that the challenge itself, the little filmette went on forever. It just kept going on and on and on and on. And we've got another acting challenge next week. God help us all.
That one's gonna be fun. Okay. Did anyone else have any favorites of the runway that weren't really highlighted that much?
I agree. I liked Ariel's.
I do like this challenge. It's a creative challenge that it's unique. I don't think they've ever done something like this before. So from a creativity standpoint and freshness, I did like that they got to be their signs.
It almost seemed like a Project Runway challenge.
Yeah. I really did like the Brooklyn Heights outfit though. That was very fresh.
Yeah. Okay, so we end up with Mercedes and Kana in the bottom two, and I think we got a really fun lip sync, one that could have put like many people in the hospital. I think if Kana was off aim, either
Kana almost took out the back row,
or all of the other girls. I was like, all those flips she was doing, I was like, that doesn't look safe to me. But I also love that Mercedes was so understated and really kind of showed us who she was as a performer and a lip syncer, which we definitely didn't get with Apala. So I thought it was a fun lip sync. So what did we think? I also, Kana ending up bottom 2 weeks in a row right at the start. It's like, you're probably going home. Like, honey, you just need to deal with that. Garrett, what'd you think?
It's so, like, I feel like all the girls from Vegas, when they get on this show, like, don't do well, and it's really, like, representing my city in a way that, because there's so many talented girls, I feel like, why didn't those girls get cast on the show? Why are they always getting, and it's sad because, like, Kahana in real life has always been a great performer, but again, like, maybe all the other stuff just never made it into her world. I don't know. I thought the backflip was rad. I think the first time anyone's done like a backflip, a full backflip on stage. Yeah. But yeah, she had to go.
And in heels, I didn't see how tall the heels were, but if she's doing backflips, if she planned to, I bet they weren't taller than 2 inches. So.
But as I've said before, this is a lip sync. It's not an aerobics competition or not aerobics gymnastics competition. Yeah. And I'm so I can't remember who said it last season. I really am tired of the big reaction shot when somebody does a split or a death drop. It's like we've seen it 100 times on the show. It's de rigueur. Why are people freaking out over a split? Just stop it already.
I said that. It's so stupid.
Yeah. At this point, it needs to be like, what else you got? Like, we've seen a death drop 800 times. We've seen a jump split 800 times. It's not unique anymore. It used to be maybe 10, 15 years ago. It's not.
And if Ru really wanted to mix it up, he would say, you're going to lip sync for your life, and no one is allowed to do a single trick. Stand there and lip sync the song.
Yeah, I think sometimes that does work. Like, that does work. Not often.
Because some queens are not gymnasts. Some queens are not dancers. That should not be the criteria for winning that.
Well, I was just
in his case, he lost it.
I was just binge watching season 4 through 6, and which is why, like, my initial rant in this episode, that's why I was looking at the 2. And I saw Latrice Royale do a lip sync of an Aretha Franklin song. It was a ballad.
Natural.
One of the strongest lip syncs I've ever seen. It was so emotional and heartfelt, and she just, like you said, Walter, she stood there. And it was pitch perfect. It was great. It was Latrice at her best. Where'd that go?
It's what made her beloved.
It should be a person at their best. Okay, well, speaking of lip syncs, I think we have a surprise in for us next week. Given if you saw the teaser challenge, I heard there was an episode. I don't know if I want to give this to you away, where Ru was not happy with any performance, and so we might have more than 2 people lip syncing for their lives next week. Ooh. Just saying.
They've got so many contestants, they're going to have at least one double elimination. So.
Completely. Yeah, okay. Well, that being said, I know it's early on and we're not super excited about this season so far. Is there someone you'd like to see succeed? At this point, I would like Vanjie in the top 4, just because she seems to be having a lot of fun with what she's doing. She's turning the looks. She's really upped her game now that she's come back. So that's kind of my only horse in the game of wanting to see someone make a top 4. What do we think, Michael Barbieri?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Top 4.
Top 4?
Evie, Vanjie. I like Brooklyn, Plastique, and maybe Nina as a dark horse.
Okay, I could see that. How about you, Garrett?
I'm in agreement. You know, I'm trying to like think of anyone that's a standout, and kind of those are the names that in my mind popped out too. So I'm in full agreement to those top 4 of Michael's. Yeah.
I like maybe an Alexis, but I don't know if she'll do well.
Maybe somebody will do good in a different type of challenge, but until we see something other than an acting challenge, I won't know.
Garrett's over the acting challenges.
Over.
I think Scarlett could also be in there somewhere. I like
Scarlett. That's what I meant, not Alexis. Scarlett. Walter.
Evie, Vanjie, which I'm really surprised that I'm saying. He really has stepped up his game. Brooklyn, and I have no idea.
Well, that's the thing. It's still early on, and no one's really proven themselves yet. Christopher,
yeah.
what do you think?
So I think Nina redeemed herself a little bit in this episode, so we maybe could see her. Vanjie, I think definitely, like you said, I feel like Vanjie is kind of being an authentic mess, and I like that, and that might take her far.
Totally.
If she
It's a
doesn't
mess,
get locked
but
up in Guantanamo.
it's the only real mess I can see out of all these fabricated bullshit messes that I can see. Plus, I kind of think she's hot. Anyway, Scarlett, Miss Julia Roberts, she could go far. And yeah, Brooklyn Heights, I mean, she turns it out. But to be honest, I mean, they're going to keep Silky to the top 5 at least. And who knows?
That's true. We don't know at this point. Russ, who would you like to see at the top?
I'm liking Akira. Brooklyn, of course. Plastique really impressed me this week.
Yeah.
And Vanjie.
Yeah. I really think, I don't know if she'll win it, but I want Vanjie top 4. I would really like to see that happen. Just especially because what she did for Drag Race in general with all of the memes that were generated for her. So.
And one of the things that's really impressing me about Vanjie this time around is that she's listening to criticism, to critiques. And she, you know, like at one point when she was filming, they gave her a note and she said, duly noted. And then she went and she did what they asked. So
yeah.
She's really listening and taking it in.
Cookie Monster.
Instead of being like, well, that's not my drag, that's not what I do. It's like, it doesn't matter if it's your drag, it's the competition, and you got to bend a little bit, especially.
Yep.
So I just had a thought. They brought back Vanjie. They brought back Eureka last season. Do we see any parallels in what we see Vanjie learning as a comeback queen and that we saw with Eureka as a comeback queen?
Possibly. I know Eureka had an offer because she was injured, but I think once you know a little bit about the competition and what to expect, you might like just gain knowledge that way, and you're like, oh, I have to do this. Okay, this is what I have to do.
I would imagine that after Vanjie was on her season, she got booked and probably was able to up her booking fee and now had money, and money can like help you buy the costumes and have a sense of self and all that stuff. So she's definitely coming in with an advantage.
Like Shangela.
Yeah.
Like Shangela.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
also gained some performing experience.
Yeah.
Totally. No, I completely agree. Well, with that, kids, I have to sign off because I have to get back to rehearsal. But thank you for joining me. Love talking with you guys.
Alex.
Yes.
What are you auditioning, or what are you rehearsing for?
This is for
give us a plug.
Backwoods.
Give us a plug.
I did give you a plug. Anyway, this is I'm at the New Amsterdam Theater rehearsing Broadway Backwards, which is a charity event for Broadway Cares, Equity Fights AIDS, and the LGBT Center in New York here. And I've done it a couple years now. It's always a great time. Goes up on Monday at 8, Monday the 11th. I think there are tickets left, but they were trying to get rid of our comps, or like giving us time limits on our comps so that they could sell more, raise more money, and I understand that. So I have to go do that now. Love you guys, and until next week, bye.
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 On Tom.